Oh yeah, we've checked out all sorts of cool stuff in October, like
October 1 brought us to Iowa City for the first ever football meeting between the Cyclones and Hawkeyes in 1894 before we flew across the Pacific to remember Thomas Odenbaugh of Ottumwa, killed in the Korean conflict on October 2, 1950. We headed to Western Iowa on October 3 to marvel the first Corn Palace of Sioux Falls opened to the public officially in 1887. A papal visit brought about by Madison County farmer Joe Hayes' request to John Paul II sent us to Living History Farms for Mass on October 4, 1979, and then we headed east to Iowa Stadium, now Kinnick, on the University of Iowa campus for the first ever football game held on one of Iowa's most hallowed gridirons on October 5, 1929. We also got a Hawkeye bonus on the 5th when we met Herky the Hawk for his debut at a University of Iowa pep rally on that date in 1956. We rode the Great White Way, or White Pole Road, on October 6, 1913, the date the route became the first certified route approved by the Iowa State Highway Commission. The gathering of Iowa's constitutional framers, the Old Stone Capitol in Iowa City, brought us together on October 7, 1844, the date the group first met to hammer out the document which continues to define our state government today. Mixed legacy of tragedy and triumph surrounding Iowa State's first African-American athlete, Jack Trice, brought us to Ames on October 8, 1923, the date of his death, as we explored the legacy embodied in Jack Trice Stadium, the only major college football stadium in America named to honor a black athlete. He chugged south for a stop at Valley Junction October 9, 1893, the date the town incorporated, which today forms the heart of West Des Moines, before we moved across the state to Waterloo for the first meeting of the Dairy Cattle Congress on October 10, 1910. Final 1840s dispossession of the Sauk and Meskwaki gave us an opportunity to reflect on the persistence and importance of Iowa's indigenous peoples in the October 11, 1845 date in which treaties signaled the remove of tribes from the state. Ames Project, a smaller part of the Manhattan Project to develop the automatic bomb during World War II, brought us to the uranium preparation site on Iowa State's campus where General Leslie Groves presented the Army-Navy E for Excellence Award to the university in Ames for work vital to winning the war. The death of one of two Iowans to ever sit on the United States Supreme Court, Samuel F. Miller of Keokuk, brought us to America's highest court on October 13, 1890, before we met Perry G. Holden, first head of the Agricultural Extension for Iowa State, on the day of his birth, October 14, 1865. Barrier-breaking graduation of America's first class of Black Army officers at Fort Des Moines gave us a moment to reflect on the integration of the armed forces on October 15, 1917. Goals of 6 Iowans in John Brown's raid on Harper's Ferry allowed us a glimpse into intentions prior to the American Civil War on October 16, 1859. Before the birth of glass ceiling shattering Iowan Mary Newberry Adams gave us a chance to explore the women's suffrage movement on October 17, 1837. A cow caper on the east side of Des Moines awaited us on October 18, 2007, when the iconic Annie the cow and her calf Eric got caught up in a crime outside of Anderson Erickson Dairy. We gazed into our computer screens. We explored an October 19, 1973 court case ruling which cemented the place of Iowa State scientist John Atanosov's invention of the first digital computer. And then we held our breath as Iowa kicker Rob Houtland booted a 29-yard field goal to propel the number 1 ranked Hawkeyes over number 2 Michigan 12-10 on October 20, 1985. To the top of the charts with the Everly Brothers of Shenandoah on the October 21 anniversary of their smash hit Wake Up Little Susie, reaching number 1 in 1957 before the time machine took us back to the American Civil War's Mississippi Theater with former mayor of Keokuk, American General Samuel Ryan Curtis. We heard a courting doctor say, "Here's Johnny," with the birth of famous late-night host Johnny Carson in Adams County on October 23, 1925, and we savored the start of Wells Blue Bunny Ice Cream in Lamar's on October 24, 1914. An all-timer from Waterloo, Dan Gable, reminded us why Iowa is the wrestling capital of the world on his October 25, 1948 birth, before we looked at the rise of Ansel Briggs from stagecoach driver to first governor of Iowa on the day he was elected, October 26, 1846. The Iowa State Fair, held in the appropriately named Fairfield, invited us to join one of Iowa's greatest celebrations on the day the first fair ended, October 27, 1854. And Mother of the Year, Co Quahog, published author and important advocate of women's education and suffrage, Jeanette Stevenson Murray, showed us how to shatter glass ceilings on the October 28, 1874 date of her birth, before we rode again to the top of the charts with Roger Williams' Autumn Leaves, which caught us in a fall breeze to take us to number 1 on October 29, 1955. The stoic faces of Iowa farmers depicted by Grant Wood held our gaze on the October 30, 1930 debut of American Gothic at the Art Institute of Chicago, and we closed the month with a visit to Audubon's Albert the Bull on October 31, 1964, the date the iconic Iowa bovine was dedicated.
Cool, let's go look at this display of William G. Turner.
There's a lot of good history about Iowa a lot of people don't even know about.